speaking of underdogs and giant spreads, conference games, rivalry games, Miami at Florida State. Florida State's a 14.5-point favorite in this game. You know, if you'd told me this a month ago that this would be the spread, I'd be like, you're nuts. There's no way Miami's going to come in there. They're going to be Florida State's biggest challenge. Now, my only question is whether this winds up being a bigger blowout than last year's Florida State Miami game, which was embarrassing for everyone involved except Florida State.
Yeah, I agree. That's 100% right. Like a month ago, you would have said, man, Miami's talented enough. If they can take care of their business, you'd think 14.5 points. That's too many. This team is too talented to get pushed around by Florida State. Maybe they can put them in the danger zone. Finally, somebody in the ACC can. But man, don't love the disconcerting signals from Miami lately, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And I saw on Monday Mario Cristobal not commenting on whether it's going to be Tyler Van Dyke as QB1 this week. He's thrown 10 picks in his last 4 games. I'm guessing Canes fans want to see Emory Williams in this game. Not a good week to be a little shaky at QB1. And Andy, guess who has snuck up into the top 10 of the stop rate standings this week? That Florida State defense.
Man, Jared Verse and company, Braden Fisk.
You know, you can say, oh, well, look at the schedule. You know, the bottom half of the ACC is not great or whatever, but like these guys are like getting the hang of like figuring out how to shut down games and have put some good performances together. So this would be a big one for Florida State. You know, obviously you want to know if Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson are playing in this game. Is that number, I don't know, Andy, is that number a little too big without them?
I'm not sure it is, given what we see. Now, the Emory Williams thing is interesting. He did okay in his first action when he had to replace Van Dyke when Van Dyke was hurt. But this would be a weird, it's like Emory Williams, panhandle kid, like going up to Tallahassee as a true freshman to start. That'd be a scary prospect. But think about Jordan Travis throwing for 360 yards without Keon Coleman or Johnny Wilson. That's the other part of this, is they have so many other options that they can go to. Kyle Morlock had a big game. The transfer from Shorter College, the tight end, and you know, Jaheim Bell didn't even do a whole lot against Pittsburgh, but they have so many different weapons that they can use that even if one of Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson is back, I think it's enough.
I'm with you. By the way, I don't know if you touched on this on the show already. I apologize if you did. Did you see this TikTok clip of Keon Coleman talking about his pregame meal?
No.
Oh, my man. I should have said it to you the second I saw it. Keon Coleman said, if especially if he's playing like an afternoon or a night game, the pregame meal from McDonald's is 2 hot and spicy McChickens with cheese, extra mayo for you, Andy.
Oh boy.
Plus a 10-piece nugget, a medium fry, and an Oreo McFlurry.
I respect the volume. I absolutely respect the volume. The spicy McChicken with extra mayo, I don't know about.
It's an acquired taste.
It reminds me a little bit of my when high school wrestling hit the Wendy's between school and the meet and the weigh-in. So my senior year, I had to wrestle heavyweight, and the max weight for heavyweight's 275, and I only weighed like 240. So all of my teammates are just sweating stuff off. They're not eating. Well, this is the days of the 99-cent double stack at Wendy's.
There you go.
4 double stacks, Biggie Fry, Biggie Frosty.
That's it.
You eat that at 4. The wrestling meet doesn't start until 7:30. You're all digested. You're not thrown up on the mat. But I'm walking into the field house, the football field house, because we got to use our football lockers for wrestling. And I'm like plopping down with this bag of food. And these poor people who haven't eaten in like 3 days are looking like they're going to kill me. But they all weigh like 120 pounds, so I don't really care.
You know, when a college football program, especially like Power 5 program, when they sign like a 260-pound offensive lineman, and then that guy's like 300 a year later, if you ever ask those guys, like, how did they do it? Like, I know that these schools have training tables and free meals and sports science and all that stuff, but like, nah, it was McDonald's or Whataburger in the middle of the night. That's how they did it.
Joe Cohen, who was a starting defensive tackle on Florida's 2006 national title team, he came to Florida as a running back. He left as a defensive tackle. The reason was the checkers on University Avenue. I can tell you right now. So I'm sure Florida State has had some dudes that came at 250, and thanks to Guthrie's and the chicken fingers, the fine chicken fingers at Guthrie's in Tallahassee, they are 315 pounds. But
that's just high level talent development. That's just how it works.
Absolutely. I don't think Alex Atkins would appreciate me endorsing Guthrie's to his offensive linemen. They're trying to keep those guys, slender and svelte and lean and mean.
I promise you, they already know about it, Andy. There's no doubt.
I think they do. Tallahassee, also home of Mike's Beer Barn, which is a drive-through store where they will just drop a keg in your trunk.
Love a drive-through.
Mike also owns a pawn shop. Mike's Pawn Shop. Mike is not one to be trifled with.
Yeah.
So
that guy's moving units. He's a big deal.
I say all this to say it's going to be a fun night in Tallahassee, I think. I think Florida State covers.
I do too.
Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples On 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.